Good morning, everyone. Again, very good morning. Shall we start the session? Anyone who wants to join? Name is not available. That is only showing waiting for the name. Okay, so we should wait, I think. Okay. So let's begin with the session. In the last class, we have finished with, or we have done with the creating a table. Now it's time to populate the table, that is inserting the table. So there are two parts, creating and populating the table. So this is word.range, document.range, reference missing, reference missing. There are two parts, reference missing, reference missing, and word.table, range.tables.add, range row count, column count, reference missing, reference missing. So again there are two parts that is showing out with the range.tables.add, then add range, row count, column count, reference missing, and the reference missing. Again, there are three parts in this one. So main is that it is used to create a table. Now we are going to start with populating, and we have going to start with the first topic, first row. So this is populating the table. Int column index equals to 1. So this is a column index is 1, row index is 1. So this is first row and the first column, and for each string r in row list that is given. So this is string split row r dot split separators, string split option dot none. So this is the split row, that the row will be split, and this split option and separator string split options none. So this will be used as a given string that will be given in the row list. Then string split option dot null. Now this option dot null or string option dot null, that is also given. That means if there is a split, so there are two arguments that is given. One is the separators, one is the string split options. Next, for column index equals to 1, column index is less than equals to column count. Now again it is taken out with a column index that starts with a 1 and goes till column index that is less than equals to column count and column index plus plus. So again there are three parts in this: initialization, condition, that is the test expression, and there is the increment. Now next is word.cell, then cell, table.cell, row index, column index. Again there are two parts that is considered. One is the row index, one is the column index. Then cell.range.text, split row, column index. Now this column index will be used as a split row, split cell, table row, table cell. That will be given as a two parts. One is a row index, one is a column index. In this range, this text is also given with a split row. That split row has a one identifier, one argument, that is a column index. Now, for each and every row, first row is populated, first row is done, first row is filled out. Now we have to move to the next row. For moving to the next row, we have to use increment. That is a row index plus plus. Till now we have done with the column index plus plus. Now it's time to the row index plus plus. Now next is format the table. Populating is done, creating is done. Now how we format the table, how we can make the formatting to the table. This is table.rows, one range.bold. So we are considering the first row and we can make them as a bold. This is the range.bold, that is equals to 1. Then table.autofit behavior, again we are using the autofit behavior. So again there are two parts, word.wd autofit behavior, .wd autofit content. One is the autofit behavior, one is the autofit content. Now this autofit behavior will be used with the WD autofit content with the WD autofit behaviors. Next is waiting for the input from the command line argument from the command line before exit. So we wait for the document. So system.console.write line table complete. So we are writing that before exit we write if all the inputs are given, everything is done. So we have to write the complete or table complete. Then system.console.readline, again there is a readline function, then quit without saving changes. So without any changes, without saving the changes, we have to quit. Sorry, Yeah, without any changes, without any saving, we have to quit. This is the object save change equals to false. Now, if it is true, that means we do not quit without saving the changes. If this is false, that means we are going to quit without any changes. Subject save changes equals to false. The application dot quit reference save changes reference missing. Again, there are three parts: save changes, reference missing, reference missing. Again, there are two parts: object save changes false. The application dot quit. So this is quit without any saving changes. So these changes content will be also given from the command line before exit. So three curly braces are open. Now three will be closed. This is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 3 will be closed over here for closing the curly braces. Next is office IDs. That is the second development in the office ID patterns. And this also covers several types of the office ID. That includes VSTO ID for the Outlook, COM ID for the Excel interval, and automation ID for the Excel. First part is VSTO adding for the Outlook. So this new VSTO features makes it extremely easy to create an add-in for Outlook 2003. And this is the most .NET of all the add-in models and very similar to the VSTO code that is used behind the model for the document. So whatever the code we are using that is used behind the document. So this model will be used for creating Outlook add-in for VSTO that will be considered and describe this model in detail. Now, next is COM IDs for the Excel interval. So there is a C# library class that is also given in the class library project function that implements the ID to extensibility to interface and also register in the registry in the COM object. So whatever the COM object criteria, whatever the follower we are using that will be used to register and makes an interface in the registry. And so COM intro Office also creates a C# class and talks to it. And when we develop COM IDs for the Word in the Excel, so this also denotes a creation of the COM IDs and issues that makes the COM ID development problematic. So whatever the problematic condition that they are using that will be used for the COM IDs, for the Office IDs, for the issues that makes the COM development ID project. Yeah, whatever the properties, whatever the objects, whatever the add-in that will be used, that will be given for the Word and the Excel. It also describes a creation. It also describes some issues that makes the COM development in use and problematic, but that the development will be used as a creation of the COM. And now, how to automate or how to use the automation add-ins for the Excel. These managed classes expose public functions that Excel can use in the formulas, and this registry or the C# class must register in the registry as a COM objects. And with these COM objects, so Excel can also create an automation add-in and uses its public methods and formulas. This will also used in the Excel formula that is discussed with the programming Excel. That does not make or discuss of a solution add-in technology, but they are the smart documents that are not or add-in that are not discussed because VSTO provides a much easier way of accessing smart documents. They have a great way, they have an easier way of accessing the smart document functionality. That is either used as a document or the template level rather than as the application level. And when we use the VSTO support for the document, they also work with the working pane or the action pane. The next is creating an Outlook add-in in the VSTO. How to create an add-in in VSTO plan. So whatsoever the add-in that is using here, so to create an Outlook Office add-in, we choose a project from the new menu of the file menu in the Visual Studio. Then we use the Visual C# node from a list of the project files, select the Office mode under the Visual C# node. And its Outlook add-in project also appears in the list of the templates. So given a type, given a name for the new Outlook, we also use add-in project and also pick up a location and fix a location for the project. So whatever the location, whatever the add-in project we are using there, so that will be used as a location for the project. Then click on the OK button. First we have to select the add-ins, we have to use the Visual C# node, then we have to use the Outlook add-in project, then Outlook add-in criteria that picks up a location for the project. And VSC also creates a project with reference to the Outlook 2003 PIE. Core PIE, yes, Core Office PIE and other needed references that is given. That adds a product or the project to the item or the project that is this application.cs. And with this project, with this item that also contains a C# class that you will add to when implementing your Outlook add-in. So while implementing the Outlook add-in, this project will be given, this will be given as an admin project. Now, whenever we use C# class, whenever we use a class that will be implemented with this one, so that will be used with the coding, that coding will be given in a .cs profile. Sorry. Whatever the profile it has, whatever the data it has, then that will be listing out in the CS, that is the source code or the code source. This application.cs. And this project item contains a C# class that will let you to add you to implement your Outlook add-ins. Yes, Outlook add-in will be implemented whenever we are using the C#, whenever we are using the we can say the C# class. Now this is a diagram that shows Visual Studio Office Outlook add-ins, add-in 1, Visual Studio projects, create new solution, browse, create directory for the solution, whatever the directory we are using that will be created for this one. Then there are three parts, three dialog boxes over here, three text boxes over here. One is the name, one is the location, one is the solution. And Visual C# also contains the Office Outlook add-ins. So then creating new project or solution. And these are the two checkboxes. Create the directory for the solution, add to the source control. Then browse, then solution name, then Solution Explorer, Outlook add-in 1, properties, references, accessibility, office.core, office.tools.outlook, studio.tools.application.runtime, Outlook, standalone, system, system.data, system.drawing, system.drawing, windows.forms, system.xml that is used with the Outlook, and this application.cs that will be performed with the Solution Explorer add-in project in a Solution Explorer. Just wait for 2 minutes. Now let's start with the initial code that is used in this application class in an Outlook add-in project. So using system, Microsoft system.windows.forms, Microsoft.visualstudio.tools.application.runtime, then Outlook, Microsoft.office.interrupt.outlook. Namespace Outlook add-in 1. Public partial class this application. This application startup object center event args e. There are two parts. One is the center, one is the event args e. This application starter will be used as an application that denotes how this application startup and the shutdown events are followed up with an event within sender or the receiver. So one is the application, this application that is used with the four header files. These header files includes the forms. Header file includes the Visual Studio tools, runtime. Header file includes the Office.intro.outlook. And this application startup is also used with the sender and the event ARGL that is used to shut down the event that is used to make the sender and the event ARGS. And there is a reason VSTO designer generated code. So to private code, internal startup, this dot startup plus equals to new system, event handler, this application startup. So this application will be started with a shutdown event with a new event plus equals to new system. Then you will handle this application shutdown. So when it is startup event, when it is shutdown event, that happens whenever there is a need, whenever there is an internal startup event that will be following up. So because there are two startup events, there are two parts that is used, one is the startup and the shutdown that is used with the new system that is used with the new management profile. Then there is the end of the reason that shows how it will be used, how it will going on for the shutdown of the startup. And when you wonder about the use of the partial in the class reference definition, this is the partial method that will be given as a new feature of net.net that enables you to define part of the one file into the another file. So one file will be used together, compiled together as a one class. And there are some additional information that is also generated with this. That additional information will be generated within this class, application class from here or from you to reduce the code, whatever the code that is given up, whatever the criteria that is given up, that you have to reduce the code, you have to reduce the complexity of the class that will be given where you want to write your code. And the application class will be compiled from the partial class that will be given. And the additional code in the partial class will be generated by the BSTO that is hidden from you. So whatever the internal startup method, whatever the BSTO method that will be used, that will be given as an event handler generated by BSTO. This is where the startup and the shutdown event handlers are hooked up. And you should not edit the section of the code, but you may omit this block of code and some of the listing in this book, but this block must be in the same class. Otherwise the class will fail to compile, because whenever we compile the things, whenever we compile the block of the code, that must be in the class, otherwise the class will fail to compile. Now we are going to add to the code that is used to create an heading that will solve an annoying problem. People rely inadvertently to an email that is sent out to an email alias. It contains a large number of people. There are a large number of people that is given in the vice president in your title. You must be probably given for sending an email to more than one, say for example 25 people at a time. And we are also going to create an heading that will warn you if you do this so, and you will give the potential career limiting mode. So whatsoever the data, whatsoever the criteria we are following up, that is limited to the career limiting mode. And are you sure want to send this email to 25,000 people, because this message will be given at an item send even that is raised whenever a user sends it. And we will add the additional code to the starter method of this application class to connect an event handler for the item send event that is shown